Metalcore, and I'm back with another video. And well, I have a new series. I'm starting a new series, and depending on how this video performs, or yeah, I'm either going to continue this series, maybe for a few more, and or maybe retire it like I did Band vs. Bands. Not officially retired on my channel, but the videos did absolutely horrible, and yeah, I only did 2 videos, and they were like a couple of years ago. I should try it again, but yeah. This the first episode, I thought, well, from Valentine's, The Poison versus Trivium's Ascendancy, 2 different bands. I decided 2 different bands. Some episodes I might do a band versus another album from the band on another episode, but this one is 2 different metalcore bands from early on in metalcore. One's 2005, one's 2006. Probably the most two important albums outside of the band Killswitch Engage. Probably, I've done rankings for both of them. These albums, spoiler alert, come quite low on the ranking, but are still really good for their time and are still really good. I think every song on them is perfect. 6 categories: tone, song quality, riffage, vocals, impact on genre, and one I go back to the most. Which one I will listen to the most, what I like the most. That's personally, number 6 is my opinion on it, or all of them is my opinion. Impact on genre is really not my opinion. So, going into it, tone, I gotta give this to Ascendancy. I gotta give tone to Ascendancy because it's just absolutely brutal as all hell, and the Poison is kind of like a whiny emo style that the song was like, oh, I broke up with a girlfriend, that type of stuff. It's still good. It's still a good album, but I prefer Ascendancy in the tone quality. Yeah, the vocals are another part. I'll go into that later. Song quality, Ascendancy again. I know there's not a bad song on both of them, but like if I had to compare both of them, I would say Ascendancy has like a better song selection. My opinion on that, I think Ascendancy has like Pull Harder on the Strings of Your Martyr, Down and Torn Asunder. Ascendancy, like Gunshot to the Heart of Trepidation, Dying in Your Arms, The Deceived. Like holy shit, The Deceived is amazing, and it's basically it's better than like those songs. I would want to hear more than the songs on here, like Her Voice Resides, 4 Words. They're still great songs, honestly. They're still really killer songs. Tears Don't Fall. Yeah, it was hard. It was very hard to do that one. Riffage, Ascendancy again. Ascendancy has is just steamroll. It's honestly just steamrolling the Poison. Honestly, the riffage, like riffs on like songs like The Deceived, Gunshot to the Heart of Trepidation, and Pull Harder on the Strings of Your Martyr. Like those riffs are absolutely kick ass. Some of the other riffs on the album is also kick ass. That, but the Poison has some good riffs as well, like Suffocating, Hit the Floor. There's a lot of good riffs on Hit the Floor. 10 Years Today is very underrated for the riffing. Uh, Tears Don't Fall is kind of like an iffy one where it comes to riffing. I really don't like the riffs on the song, but like I like the riffs on the song, but they're not as good as the rest of the album. It's kind of my least favorite on the album for this album, but 4 Words to Choke Upon, another great one with riffs. There's a lot of good riffs on here too, but Ascendancy just has way better, way better riffs on it. Like I've always been like a mega Trivium fan, so I'm kind of biased here, but I actually know the Poison more than I did the Ascendancy because I got into Ascendancy later when I was getting back into metalcore. But the Poison is the one that I heard first. Vocals, both of the vocals are very improper, and both singers kind of hurt themselves on that tour right after they did this album, after they did these albums. So yeah, the vocals are pretty, like, they're good sounding, but they're really bad on the voice. If you try to replicate some of these, if your voice isn't that way, you can't replicate these, and you will hurt yourself. And the singers themselves hurt themselves doing these vocals on these both of these albums. Matthew Tuck and Matt Heafy both hurt themselves doing the vocals from these albums. Um, but I gotta give the vocals to Ascendancy again. This is overall just blasting screams all the way through the record, and like the really like low down, like not high soaring vocals like the Poison has. The Poison has like a really big high range. I really do like Trivium's like really like medium range vocals. It's my favorite part of Trivium's. My favorite part of Trivium, honestly. Impact on genre. This one is actually the Poison. I can say that the Poison had a really big impact on metalcore, more than Ascendancy did at the time. Ascendancy was more of like seen as like a mix of like metalcore and thrash metal. But the Poison was more metalcore. The Ascendancy was more thrash metal. Both bands were quite big Metallica, and did a Metallica cover on the Poison Deluxe and Ascendancy Deluxe. But yeah, the Poison is a much bigger impact on the genre, honestly. I want to go back to the most Ascendancy. I go back to Ascendancy a lot more. Um, Honestly, Ascendancy is like one of my favorite metalcore albums ever. What was it? If this was Venom, I think it is. If this was both from Valentine Venom, I would kind of like say both of them would be equal, Ascendancy and Venom. But yeah, Ascendancy is just in any album above Ascendancy on the list, and is like beyond like one of my favorite metalcore albums ever. Honestly, this Ascendancy is a great album. Honestly, Poison is as well, but I definitely prefer Ascendancy over uh, the Poison. So that's how I would say. That's how I would factor the album versus album fight between Ascendancy and the Poison. Hope you guys liked it. You could add it up. It's 5, Ascendancy 5, Poison 1. Hope you guys liked it. I'll see you guys in the next video, and follow me for more. Subscribe for more. And I did survive from the Carolina Reaper yesterday, so